report.
We have proof of publication. This is a 6-lot subdivision on Elm Road. 6 large lots, about an acre apiece. I would recommend that we classify it as an urban drain. And since it backs up to Lexington Glen, I would propose that we put it in Lexington Glen's maintenance, and that way we don't have to create another maintenance. But anyway, what we're here for today is to classify it as an urban drain.
Anyone? No one from the public?
Is there anybody online who wishes to,
Comment?
Nobody online, so.
Brandy, that's proof of publication for this public hearing.
Looks fine to me.
Okay,
Motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close public hearing. Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Make a motion to classify the Lexington Glen or Blooming Meadows major subdivision into Lexington Glen maintenance.
we have to do a roll call?
Are any of the members on there?
No,
Then you do not.
okay.
Motion been made
Second.
and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Motion made, seconded to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. This time I'll call to order the Drainage Board meeting with the approval of the last month's minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 7, 2021 minutes.
Well, you have another copy.
Second.
Yeah. Motion made, seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
There's the minutes.
Proposals?
No proposals.
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
I would like to say, all the contractors that I work with all have outstanding proposals from the fall. So I haven't been sending out proposals because it just overwhelms them. So they're still have proposals they haven't finished yet. So it's not like I'm not sending them anything, it's just,
And what I contacted you about for that on Fur Road where it slid in, I got hold of Kevin and he said
Okay.
he'd take care of it.
perfect. Yep, thank you.
Okay, the next item would be payment to contractors. I believe you've all got a list. Don't they? Yeah, you should. It's in your package, probably.
So what, got emailed to me, I printed it off.
Randy, help me, you've got one. Unless somebody has some questions, I would recommend that that you approve the payment to contractors.
I'll make a motion to approve payments to contractors.
Second.
Made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The next item I have is change of assessments. As you can see, there's only one. So, it'd be easy. That's the sign, that's the payment, I mean, the change of assessment.
I'll make a motion that we approve the change of assessment on the, Bill Minor subdivision, lot 1, lot A, as presented.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And the next item I have is the Ron Harper claim. The recommendation from our attorney is that we deny the claim based on our review of what's going on. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, Mr. McNamara and Mr. Law, it sounded to me like you guys did not think there was much to support the particular claim of Mr. Harper. He has followed the procedure to submit the tort claim notice, so at this point, it's up to you guys to approve or deny it. Or if you do nothing, it will be automatically denied. I did send a indemnification demand to Jerry Reed Excavating for if anything were to be pursued on this, they would be required to indemnify you under the contract that they signed to take the work. So, yeah, my recommendation would be you deny it at this point, and if it proceeds to a lawsuit, bring Mr. Reed in as a third-party claimant, a third-party defendant to pay for your damages if there were any to be assessed.
So if he were to sue us, then,
Mr. Harper?
yes, Mr. Harper were to sue the board or the county, then Jerry Reed's attorney or insurance would step in and defend us?
We would bring them in to, as a third-party defendant, and it would be in their best interest to do that because they have the liability to pay for whatever the damages would be.
Okay.
Okay.
You need a motion on that. We need a motion.
Do we
on
need a
that.
motion on that?
Right, unless you decide to do nothing, it would be automatically denied after a period of time if you do nothing, but to approve or deny it, it would be a motion to,
Is it better just to let it go or just to make a motion and deny it?
because it went through the insurance first, the time period's a little mixed up, so it probably makes more sense to take the action to deny it.
I'll make a motion then that we deny the Ron Harper claim.
Motion been made and seconded. Under advice from council to deny this. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, thank you. The next item I have is the Pittman Ditch vacation public hearing, meeting, organizational meeting. We're going to do it on August 17 in the Wyatt Fire Station. I will notify the Elkhart representative and the Marshall County representative, and Tom Schlarb is our representative, so those three will at least, and I will be there, John might be there. It will be a public meeting, so anybody can come, anybody who's interested. It will be published in the newspaper and the whole 9 yards to make sure that it's public.
What time? What time is it, John?
7 PM. I should say PM, because, you know, these farmers get up early, they could do it at 7 a.m.
They've got half their day over by 7 a.m.
Yeah,
At least Clyde does, anyway.
but that's all I have on that, sir.
privilege of the floor.
That's me?
Yeah.
All right. I had John Law and Tom Slaughter about to look at it there.
State your name and address, Clay.
Clyde James, 64299 State Road 331, South Bend, Indiana. 46614. All right. Had a neighbor there, which is my brother there. He put a dam in front of a 10-inch tile that drains into the woods. It drains 60 acres. I had to file a police report. It isn't nothing to escalate or that there, but I have federal crop insurance on it. So it's gotta be recorded, and then I called the agent, and if something happens to crop, which they are suffering there, we had 7 inches of rain. But anyway, he put that dam in front of that there. There is a ditch that goes through there that goes over to a 12-inch tile that the county highway department, or did you guys, drainage board?
Drainage board, I believe. put it in.
Drainage board put it in there because there's a big divot down there in the road, and several people over the years, when that floods over the roads, almost had accidents on it. So that's why the county put it in to drain it off. There's a ditch that goes over that goes to the tile. It's been in there for over 60 years. And under Indiana state law, which was rewrote the way I read it 15 years ago, that's called a prescription easement. In other words, that water has flowed that way for over 20 years, state law. So I'm here to the drainage board there as we walk through this. I got pictures and all that for everybody to understand there. First part there is the police report. Read that. Second is there, this is just before, the first picture here of the dam before the 7-inch rain. That's how much rain we got out of this in that last big rain. Then it shows that,
I was asking if you had an extra one for the attorney. Okay, that's fine.
it shows that 3-foot dam with boulders and dirty hauled in. Why, I have no idea. Second picture shows that. Now in that third picture, you can see the water there, that was about into the 6 inches of rain there. The whole woods is flooded. If you look back through the woods there, behind where I wrote the water going over the dam, that's clear full of water. Before he did that, at the other end, next page over, dirt in front of the ditch that leads to the county 10-inch tile. Log there, then he filled that ditch full of dirt. The whole ditch is flooding out the whole woods on this side of the ditch. And that ditch leads right over to the 12-inch tile that goes to the Mud River. But I'm here, I don't know what you guys can do, if you can do anything. John's seen it.
Is that a
and
private tile?
That's my private.
It's a private tile, and it goes down, it outlets into a, what is that, a 10-acre woods, goes through the 10-acre woods
There's
in an
the
open ditch, then it hits Osborne Road, where where Drainage Board put in a tile, before me, so about 25 years ago, along north side of Osborne Road to drain the low wet area out of that woods to the Mud River. So it all outlets into a county tile, but the 10-acre woods and Clyde's tile are private.
And it goes into there's about 15 inches worth of tiles that dump into that woods. And there's a ditch, and I don't know if I can petition the county to clean the ditch, make it part of the tile network the county put in or what, but it's full of dead ashes and it's not, I used to keep it cleaned out when we were in talking terms, but that isn't no longer the situation.
Okay, so you're asking what can the drainage board do
Correct.
to help?
According to state law, I don't know if you guys involved, I don't know where that goes or how it works from that point.
Yeah, we could have a public hearing and notify, since normally what you would do is you would turn it over to us to take a look at it while we've already looked at it, so we know.
Tom, you've looked at it too as well, so.
So we know what's going on. so the next step would be to have a public hearing to send that gentleman a notice that he needs to remove it, or we would remove it and put it on his assessment, on his taxes. That's,
Yeah.
that's kind of our, go ahead.
It sounds like it's only blocking a private outlet though.
This,
Is that not?
Yeah,
this last picture that shows the dam and the ditch, is that a county ditch or a private ditch?
It's a private ditch. But
So do we have, as a drainage board, have jurisdiction in a private ditch to say?
under, yes, I don't have the drainage code. They passed that law about 10 years ago that gives us the right to have a public hearing on a private situation. And then the drainage board would be determine whose fault it was. Is it Clyde James' fault or the other gentleman's fault? And then we would state that, the drainage board would determine that person is responsible for removing that dam. And in this case, it's obvious Clyde didn't do it because he's in here complaining. So in this case, it would be the other, Dan?
Glenn,
Glenn. It would be his responsibility to remove it. And if he doesn't do that, then that part of the law gives us the right to hire a contractor to remove it and then put that bill on his taxes.
yeah, on that, he's got about an acre, about a 60-foot wide stretch. It goes east to west on the north side of his woods, with soybeans there. Instead of putting a 12-inch tile into that ditch, he just filled it full and then dammed me up. So I don't know why he didn't put a 12-inch tube across there, put some dirt over it, that he could've made it right in and out of that little 1-acre field he has. But, that's the situation.
Yeah, it's Senate Bill 336.
Who owns this property where this ditch?
My brother, that 10 acres.
That's on his property, this
Correct.
whole.
The ditch goes through that. I've got about, 20 foot of that ditch there that my tile goes into.
You got about 60 acres though draining in there.
Yeah.
And
Got
an
about
existing tile that it
About
went,
90 acres altogether.
that's
partial.
went through that wooded area for years.
Yep.
Outlets at Osborne Road goes to the Mud River.
Goes clear back to Howard Hensler and John Hensler,
Yeah.
so.
If you'd allow, Tom and I have both seen it, and the only reason for the dam that was built, where it was built, is to prevent that tile from draining through the woods, through Glenn's property. I mean, I can't see any other reason why he would have put that dam there, other than to prevent the upstream water from going through the woods. Do you agree, Tom?
And,
I mean, I don't know,
You
I never
cannot-
talked to him, but that would be the only reason I see.
you cannot detain or run up the natural flow of water from running where it wants to run. We did that on Ireland Trail one time, we built a house there in a little ravine, and the owner wanted to fill that in. And they filled it in, and 2 days later, they was cleaning it out, because you cannot run surface water over,
Now,
divert it.
I don't see anything in this particular Senate bill that allows us to do anything about crop damage.
I understand.
All we can do is remove the obstruction.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not here for that. I had to file that because it's
Okay.
federal crop insurance. And they-
I just
if
didn't want
got
you
a-
to go away thinking we're gonna handle the whole thing. Okay.
No, I knew that for a fact
Okay.
there, John. They'll go after them after the fact, after the harvest, if there is damage to,
Yeah. So my recommendation to the Drainage Board would be that we take the steps necessary to have this public hearing according to Senate Bill 336. And,
Does
and,
that say
and
what code section it,
Is there an alternate, another way for this water to flow? This is pretty much the natural way that's been there.
I don't, Brandy, I don't have
You and I
anything.
can
For $100,000, I can come up
Other than
around
that.
the reeds there and come around there and
Oh,
hook everything
this is
up,
a
but I'm just
summary
not
I
quite
put together.
situated there, Randy, to put $100,000 into a new outlet.
Yeah, Randy, there,
But it's part
the,
of
the
drainage.
alternative to removing the dam is
Part of the
putting in a
drainage
pretty
code, and
significant
I can't remember what chapter. it's
size
in.
tile for 500-600 feet at least,
Oh, it'd be,
to basically you're
3/4 of a
rerouting,
mile.
rerouting that tile outlet around a 10-acre woods, which, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be pretty darn expensive.
and it'd have to be put in by an excavator because you're going through a quarter mile uphill
what year was it?
from
Yeah.
Red River
What year?
across there to that.
I
And
can't
that's the
find
problem
code
they
section.
had when they put that 12-inch in, because I wanted to put a 2/10 grade on it, and they just put a 1/10 grade on it.
So if the alternate route, would that be all through your property?
How long ago that
That'd be
was.
through reeds.
Oh, so you'd have to get permission there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plus you crossing other property lines to do it.
Several property owners.
Unfortunately, I didn't.
Why did he do
I've got
this?
it.
I've never seen anything.
I've got it upstairs, I know, but,
Private.
You know,
I haven't found anything in the drainage code that
Okay.
deals with private drains.
I don't know, we settled the farm up, everybody's supposed to
after
be
the
happy,
meeting, we'll just-
everybody move on with their life and be happy, and this just come out of the blue. And I just can't, honestly, I can't give you an honest answer except for meanness, that's it.
If you would allow, Clyde, basically, there was dividing up of family acres, and it became a very sore spot for Clyde's brother, for whatever reason. And like I
Was
said,
he doing this to be obstinate, or?
Probably, yeah. They got everything they wanted, I don't know, and I walked away, you know, I just wanted to get it over with. And I think walking away and not fighting kinda ticks them off. That's hard to believe, but I think that's the way it is. I'm happy, and, I didn't get everything I wanted. They got everything they wanted, but I just wanted to get it over with. But
Is
for some
this,
reason.
is this due to a reasonable person if he was talked to say, or is he just gonna flip us off and say whatever? You're all laughing, tell me.
I wouldn't wanna,
He's pretty stubborn.
Tom, you know
Tom?
him.
Yeah, what would
Geez,
you
everybody's
say,
chuckling
Tom?
here, what's the scoop?
Makes Dick Beetsinger look like Tinkerbell, right, Tom?
It's a sad situation, and the James boys has been some of the closest family all my life. If you've seen one, you've seen either 2 or 3 more of them. Parents died, and to settle everything up, this is what's happened.
Okay. So it would make sense if maybe John and I went to talk to him.
You know, if that'd work, I'd be happy. You know, I'm,
We just all want the water to flow.
I mean, dig the ditch out and put a
Clyde-
tube in. and-
Clyde has a problem, he invited me out, I looked at it, he showed Tom. You know, we can't do anything as drainage board representatives because it's private. So
Right.
Clyde's next step was to come in here, and then whatever the board decides, I guess,
And
what
what-
they want to do about it is up to the board.
And
And
what-
I will do anything you want me to do, and
Well, we decided that, right, with that bill?
Yeah, after a public hearing, the board would make 1 or 2 decisions. One is, it's the responsibility of this other gentleman to remove that obstruction, or it's the responsibility of the petitioner to remove the obstruction. And so, in this case, obviously, he didn't put it in, so we're not gonna, I don't think the board would decide he should get it out. The board would probably decide that it's Glenn's responsibility to remove that obstruction. The law further gives us the ability, if he refuses to remove it with a contractor and then to send him the bill. I think we put it on his taxes is the way the law reads. I'd have to read
To
it.
be quite honest, in order to take that dam out, it's gonna take an excavator longer to unload off the trailer than it
Oh,
would be
yeah.
to take the
Yeah.
dam out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a couple $100 at the most, but
Right.
still, yeah.
Well, whoever the contractor, they're gonna have more in travel time there and
Yeah,
back,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
excavator, 2 scoops, and then they're gone.
But again, that's why that law was passed, in order to give the private citizen some way to get something done, because without the drainage board, there's nobody else. And so they allowed the drainage board to have that hearing and make that decision. And that's kind of where we are right now. I would, if Commissioner Dieter wants to try to work it out, that's
What's the
okay.
timetable for doing the legal process? Is
Huh?
that, the
Yeah.
timetable for doing the legal, is that something that could be done in a couple weeks? Is this like 4 months? How does that roll out?
Yeah, I don't, that's the board's decision. I'm just saying, if the board would like, you two guys to try to work it out with Glenn, that's fine. If that happens, then the problem is solved. If he says no, then we'll have the public hearing.
And that, what process does a public hearing need? 30-day notice? and-
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
And Clyde, Glenn's notified via mail and,
yes,
Come here.
certified, yeah.
Clyde, this would, what they want to do is get through the wooded area to get to their little patch of beans on the north side.
Yeah, and
So if they take this dam out, a pipe with, with dirt over the top of it would take care of the situation.
it would, but they dammed it up on the part on the other side too, Tom, that goes into the ditch, it carries the water over to the 12-inch tile. They pushed up, they made their own little hole there for some reason, but if they would've just put the tube in to start with, put dirt over it, been no problem. Water would've flowed as natural, the way it has for 60 years.
Are they hurting themselves too with this dam?
Yeah, there wasn't much common sense done in that, Randy. That's it there.
I guess my recommendation that I would make, since we're into July, we could not have it on August 2nd because that's less than 30 days. So the earliest we could have the public hearing would be September 13th. I would recommend that I start that process now, and in the meantime, if the commissioner and John want to try to work it out, that's fine. But we would start the process to have a public hearing on September 13th. That way, we don't delay it until October. I mean, let's get this thing going as soon as we can. But that, anyway, that would be my recommendation to the board, that we set a public hearing date for September 13th.
what's that? You're asking me my opinion, kind of thing? I know Glenn, I've met him several times, but I don't know how approachable he would be on this. I mean, I know his son John, who's been calling with, other issues with county tile, and we've been right on that, fixing those. So, I don't know, the state, Glenn's state of mind, why he would do it, just to affect, just to make his brother's life miserable. I don't know will he accept the drainage board coming in and saying, hey, let's sit down and talk to this? Or do we kind of go the legal route? I don't know. Does that make sense?
Can I make a suggestion? Tom, why don't you give him a buzz and ask him if you can, you and John can talk to him, Mr. Dieter? Because he won't cuss you out, I don't think. No,
Tom,
I mean,
No,
you know what
I
I mean,
understand.
Tom, there. He
you've known
talks-
him basically your whole life.
Yeah.
And I just know him through this position. So if you would mind calling him and saying, hey, if you want, we can talk, meet you out there, or, hey,
Is he-
just
is
remove the
he-
damn dam.
Does he usually go to the farm when he gets home from work, or does he go home?
Gets home about 3:30, right there. Yeah, he gets home about 3:30
Does
every
he
day.
go to the farm, or does
Yeah, no, he goes home to Osborne Road.
he goes there? So, well, I could, I'll get a hold
I'll
of
do
him
anything you guys want, that's fine. I just, like I said, I just don't wanna,
and just ask him,
Okay, so why don't you
Derek,
entertain a motion to have a public hearing in
I'll
April,
go.
September
yeah, I
13th.
don't mind going.
Okay,
You think you'll do anything?
let's do that first.
We could always cancel the public hearing.
Yes.
if it needed to be,
We can always cancel the public hearing.
but we can start the process.
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we schedule a public hearing for September 13th to discuss this issue, assuming we have the right to do,
Yeah, I believe Mr. McNamara, but I haven't seen the code section myself, so,
and we can cancel it later, right?
yes.
So by next meeting or prior to the legal advertisement, if you could just confirm we're doing the right process?
Yeah.
That's my long motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Okay, that's all I have, sir.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second?
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Mr. Leader, can we talk to you then?
Absolutely.
You're our county commissioner, correct?
That's what they tell me.
All right.